This video is going to talk about widgets for your sidebar. And it's kind of a funny word, but widgets are things that will show up on your blog sidebar that you can do all kinds of different things with. And I'm going to show you what I mean. First, to actually access that part from your dashboard, you want to go down to Appearance and click on that drop-down box and then click on Widgets. And that brings the widget screen open. Now, this is going to totally depend on your theme, but some themes have many different widget areas. It depends on the theme, but most themes, the primary widget area or the first area is the main area. In this 2010 theme, that is the case. The primary widget area, all these things here, are what show up here on our sidebar. So it's very important to note that, usually the first area is going to be your main area to work with. Now, everything here is a widget, and there's different things you can add to your sidebar. And you can, one very useful widget is a text widget, and I'll show you about that in a few minutes. But all of the existing widgets can be changed. You can click on the drop-down box to actually select that widget, and if you wanted to put a title in there or something, you could. Or you could delete it just by clicking on Delete and get rid of that widget. In addition, you can move widgets around. So let's say we wanted categories to be at the top above recent posts. Well, here's the categories widget. Here's the recent posts widget. So I could just left click on categories and hold my left mouse button down and drag it up to the top and then let go. And that's it. And now if we refresh the page, categories now shows up before recent posts. So it allows you to actually totally customize your sidebar. If you don't want recent posts to show up, or let's say you don't want recent comments to show up, you could just delete it and get rid of it. In fact, you could delete all of these widgets if you wanted to, just by selecting the drop-down box and delete. Now I'll keep this one because we added that. So now we should just have a couple widgets, 3 widgets, the categories, recent posts, and my friends. Now if you wanted to add a widget, let's say you wanted to add archives so people could more easily find some of your previous posts. To add a widget from the available widgets, you just left click and just drag it over and then just drop it by letting go of the mouse. You can give it a title in this particular widget's case or not. But then you just want to make sure you click Save, and that's all there is to it. Now if we refresh our blog page, we now have an Archives widget, and this is December of 2010, but if we had previous months' posts, there would be other months showing up as well. So there's all kinds of widgets, archives, categories, links, pages, posts, search, text, tag cloud. That's why you do tags. You could have a tag cloud that shows different tags that people can search and find posts. You could have a calendar, and let's close this first and drag the calendar over and let go of that and click Save. So all kinds of different things that you can customize your sidebar with. And again, you can move things around and change the order. You can click on the drop-down box and delete them if you want to, and you can totally customize this. Now, a very useful widget, which I use all the time, is the text widget. If we drag that over, it's just a blank widget. And you can give it any kind of title you want. And you can put anything down below that you want as well. And then you click Save. And if we refresh, there's our text. And just like everything else, we can move it around, we can move it to the top, and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very flexible. You can put any text you want. You could put links, you could put titles, you could put anything you want in these text widgets, any kind of text. Now you can also put HTML. And I'll show you the benefit of that right now. So for example, here's one of our DVD sites, and here is a email widget, and it's actually just a text widget, And we got our code for this from the service we use for email and just pasted it in. And then here's a Facebook widget, which we got the code from Facebook. And here is a widget that shows our DVDs, and that's just a simple text widget. So I'll show you how I did this one, for example. So we're going to use a text widget. I'm going to call this our Learn Photoshop Elements DVD. And in this area here, in addition to being able to post text, you can also post code. And you usually don't have to know much code, but if you do want to post pictures or things like that, you have to know a little bit of code. So this is the right code. So you could feel free to use this code and just change it. So the top address here is the link. So when somebody clicks on that picture, this is where it's going to go. So you would start off by changing this right here to whatever link you would want to change it to. And then right here where it says src equals, it just navigates to an image on my website. So if you were going to copy this example, you would just change that link to your image wherever that is. And if I click save, we will now have that on our blog. And here's the title that we put in, and here is the picture showing up. And if we click on that, it takes us to one of our websites. So again, you can put anything you want in the sidebar. You could put email boxes, product pictures, links to your products, links to other blogs, calendars, archives, recent posts, categories. You can change the order of everything. And it's all done by clicking on Appearance and Widgets and working in the widget area.